I was invited to a special preview of 9 new neighborhoods coming to the market by D.R. Horton, and I'm gonna bring you guys along with me. So let's go check these out. All right, so we've made it up here to D.R. Horton. We're gonna head inside, but I have a couple of thoughts before we go in there. So, D.R. Horton is one of the biggest builders in the country, especially they're one of the biggest builders here in Charleston. I mean, during the pandemic when we had like 950 homes for sale in the market, they had like 20%, 25% of the total homes for sale. But they've changed a lot of things recently, and one of those things is they have moved to a lot more of their entry-level homes and stopped building their mid and higher level homes. So almost everything is what's called the D.R. Horton Express series. So I'm really interested to see what they're doing in these new 9 neighborhoods. Are these all gonna be the Express series, or are they gonna head back into their D.R. Horton line, and especially their Emerald line, which is their more higher end stuff? So let's head in and check that out. But first, I do want to say that every week D.R. Horton sends me their hot sheet. So if you want me to forward that to you, if you want to get on that list, shoot me an email at hotsheet@livinginchs.com, and I will get that over to you, and I will send them anytime that they send them, so you know exactly what is going on and what great incentives you can get, like 4.99% interest rates and $10,000 in closing costs. It's absolutely insane, but let's head on in and check this out. All right, so that was actually a lot more information than I thought I was gonna get. So we're gonna head back to the office, sift through all this for you and break it all down, because there were more than 9 neighborhoods that they talked about, and I'm kind of pretty excited about what they've got going on. So let's head back to the office and we'll talk about it right now. All right, guys, so we are back from the D.R. Horton meeting. I want to just say they gave us a 9-page hot sheet. These aren't even all in the MLS. So if you want this, again, just shoot that email over to hotsheet@livinginchs.com, and you got this. They're also offering, where are my sheets here? 4.5% interest rates on some homes, as well as a move-in package of $7,500 in closing costs with refrigerator, blinds, and a garage door opener. So that's pretty sweet. Thank you, D.R. Horton. But I want to get into this and everything that I learned, because this is super cool. So if you remember, I was a little worried that the only thing we were going to see is 9 neighborhoods of D.R. Horton Express. Now, for the longest time, they're changing things. This is really good. So for the longest time, Express, D.R. Horton, and Emerald all kind of had different logos. Some were green, the red, white, and blue, and they were all different. Well, now everything is under just D.R. Horton, and they have series of homes. And they've got a video on the website. I'll play it while I'm talking here. So they are, the video doesn't have sound, so don't worry. You're not missing anything. So now they have their Express series, they have their Tradition series, they have the Emerald series, and also the Freedom series. So the Express is still going to be your entry-level homes, but there's some changes in there that we'll get into in some of these neighborhoods. Your Tradition series is going to be the Horton product that they built the company on. They're average, middle of the road, nice homes. The Emerald series is that move up buyer, the higher end, and then the Freedom is their active adult homes. Now with that, they don't have one right now, but there is part of a neighborhood that's going to include that in the future as we go through these neighborhoods. So this is super cool, because now we've got 4 different products under D.R. Horton. And what they were telling us was, the market dictates what they build, and they kind of dropped the ball on it and built too many of these entry-level homes when they should have been building more of the higher level. And they actually took our input as agents. There were probably 30 to 40 of us in there asking, like, some of these neighborhoods that haven't been released yet, which stick around because we'll talk about those. They were asking us what our clients were looking for and what product should go in there based on where it is. So it's super cool that they're listening to us, because we're in tune with you, the buyer, so that it's not just all these boring homes. I mean, that was kind of the biggest takeaway from the input, everyone said, like, when they were like, what are your buyers thinking? They're like, well, you go into a DR Horton neighborhood in here and it's boring and they all look the same. So even if it's going to be one of those emerald homes, we were just asking that they change the exterior, offer more elevations, more peaks and valleys on the roof or stone or whatever. Still going to be super affordable, but they're all not going to look the same. So hopefully we got that going for you. And people don't want vinyl anymore. So there are changes in some of these neighborhoods, even in the Express series. So let's go through these neighborhoods. Now, the first one that we've got is Rivers Ranch. Now, this is going to be down in Yemassee, South Carolina. So it's kind of closer to Beaufort, like 7 minutes off of I-95. There are 65 or more lots. 65 lots right now. They might buy some more. 13 are going to be on the water and dockable. However, they're not going to sell those until the very end. So if you're waiting on those, don't hold your breath. They've got a video on YouTube. I'm going to play it while I'm talking here so you guys can see it. There's also going to be a shared dock in the neighborhood. Airbnbs are going to be allowed in here, but they're going to be capped. So it won't just be an all investor neighborhood. They're thinking 20% could be investment properties. There's 11 different plans from small to large, and these are going to be express homes. But here's the catch. You have the option for an upgrade package. So they're not going to be the full express. So you're going to be able to upgrade. The upgrade package is going to have upgraded counters and floors and lighting and everything. So you're going to have the cost is going to start in the high 200s. So you're going to have these approachable homes on lots from about 0.25 to 0.4 acres with a shared dock with the option to upgrade. So I think that's super cool on that they're allowing that. Now, the second neighborhood they talked about is North Shore. Now, this is going to be in Somerton, and they're going to start selling in about 2 to 3 weeks from when this video comes out. So they're also going to be express. So they're going to be similar to the Pine Hills neighborhood, but they're going to have hardy plank siding as opposed to the vinyl siding. They're going to start between $250 to $260. So super approachable. It's going to be a cottage series of homes. There's already homes in there, so they want to mimic the style that is there. So I don't think they're going to look as plain. One thing they told us, they were focusing more on the exterior aesthetics for some neighborhoods and homes as the prices go up. So this is good for buyers. It's right on Lake Marion. There's going to be 3 cottage style homes and a total of 21 lots. So again, if you're interested in more information on any of these neighborhoods, shoot me an email, reach out, let me know. And as soon as they start selling, we'll get you in there. Okay, now the third one, this is the one I was most excited about. This is Sheep Island. Now, if you haven't been following along, Sheep Island is a massive development just north of Nexton Parkway in Somerville. This is going to be the Tradition series. So with a possible Freedom series at the end. So as they're building out, there's going to be 661 lots in here. So towards the end, they're thinking about having a section that's going to be that Freedom, that 55 plus, probably gated section with their own amenities. But for right now, when they start, it's going to be that Tradition plans. It is in the town of Somerville, so all driveways have to be 12 feet. So they're going to be detached garages. They're adding some new plans in here, and they're going to have lots of amenities, 11 plans, 661 lots. And this is another one where they took a vote from us where they want to see, like, what were the buyers thinking, where we've got these double porches with a detached garage, which would give you a smaller backyard, but a better looking house. Or would a buyer want a plain looking house with the garage attached, which would give you the backyard? It was unanimous amongst the agents that were there that people prefer the double porches with those single detached one car garage. I want to know your thoughts. Let me know down in the comments, which one do you prefer? Do you want the porches, the smaller backyard, or a plainer looking home with a bigger backyard. Next, we have Berkeley Bay. Now, this one is probably the furthest out of everything that has a price and a date on it. This one, I think they said, is about 90 days out from selling. So all of these are coming super quick. This one's up in Ridgeville. Prices are from the 500s. So we're getting up there in prices. But again, these are going to be the tradition or the emerald homes on these. So right by the Volvo plant in Ridgeville, 0.5 to 0.75 acres. On this, it's only 18 minutes to Nexton Square. And there's 6 different plans that are between 2,260 square feet up to over 3,700 square feet. Now, these are gonna have 10-foot ceilings, which I don't think we've seen here in Charleston from DR Horton. If we have, it's been a long time. And now everything in here is gonna be electric, so there's no gas, and everything is on well and septic. This is gonna be a great neighborhood for anyone coming down who's working at Volvo or anywhere up there. This is gonna be great, and it's that Emerald series. So they're gonna be top of the line, fantastic looking homes. Number 5, move my notes here, is Huggins Hill. This is gonna be out in Manning, 50 lots, Express series, mid to high 200s with 5 plans, and they're opening as soon as possible. They didn't really give us too much information on this one. Again, it's an Express series, so it's gonna be those super approachable, affordable homes out in Manning. If that's what you're looking for, then it's gonna be a great neighborhood. It's gonna be very approachable. Next, we have the Oaks. Now, this is headed out into Hollywood, South Carolina. So just past West Ashley, in the low 300s. It's gonna be Express, probably into the traditions, with six plans. Even though it's Express, it's gonna have hardy plank and it's going to have granite. There's gonna be 65 homes in phase 1. And then that's probably when they're gonna switch over to the Traditions series as they get back into the neighborhood. There's gonna be a total of 177 total lots. K. Hovnanian is actually building a neighborhood out there. So they're gonna be more high end. So this is gonna be more approachable than that. So, you're gonna have a lot of options out there in Hollywood. There's gonna be no amenities in here. They didn't tell us the floor plans. There's gonna be 6 of them. To start, that's just with the Express series. And once they get into the Tradition, then they'll have additional, bigger, nicer floor plans. Now, number 7 is Founders Corner. This is 5 minutes from downtown Somerville, and it's gonna be the Tradition series. They wanted to do this with the Express, but the sales team came in and said, no, you're too close to downtown Somerville. 45 lots, 8 plans. So here they have the Aria, which they've added a 2nd floor. So that is super nice. There's the Dawson, the Belfort, the Ruby, the Harbor Oaks, the Forester, the Emerson, and the Ashley River. Now, it is in Charleston County, and they're selling now. They just started selling in there, and it's gonna have hardy plank and gas, and it's gonna start in the high 300s for those smaller homes. And what they told us is anything closer into downtown Somerville, they wanna make the Tradition series because it fits better than having the neighborhood of the Emerald series in there, the Express, sorry. So the Express series is gonna be kind of more out in the outskirts, and then when you kind of get in closer, they're gonna have the higher end on that. So they have been listening to people, which is cool. Number 8 is Garbon Fields. Now, this is gonna be next to Founders. It's gonna be townhomes. They're gonna start maybe in the high 200s, they said. And they're gonna be Express plus upgrades. So they're gonna have courts, upgraded lighting, LVP floors, and there's only 12 lots in there. So this is gonna be a super approachable way to get close to downtown into a nice townhome. And then they started getting into a few neighborhoods that they were getting our thoughts on. There's no pricing yet. They're still working things out. So we've got the Ranch, which is up in Holly Hills. So there's gonna be potential amenities, 65 lots in phase 1, 177 total lots, Phase 1 is going to be on septic. It's in Orangeburg County, and True Homes is also coming to Holly Hill. So D.R. Horton's leaning towards larger homes in this, because Evergreen neighborhood is right down the street, which is a little more affordable. So they put amenities in here. They're thinking of having the Evergreen homeowners be able to individually buy in to the amenities here. So the ranch would be larger homes. Evergreen is going to be those express homes, but they would share amenities. And we have Pineview North, which is 185 lots. No pricing yet. They're still working on it. There's a large playground. It is slotted for express homes, but the sales team is trying to lobby them to put Tradition Series in there because it's in Dorchester District 2 schools, or maybe even Express Platinum, they called it. So this is that Express plus the upgrades of the quartz countertops, the LVP, the upgraded lighting, to where they're simpler floor plans, but they're upgraded. So that or the Tradition Series, I think, would be great for there, especially as you're right in that DD2 schools, which is highly desirable if you've done any research on schools. We have a couple more little ones. The Cove is in Somerville. It should be a Tradition Series DD2 school, 75 lots. That's all they told us about that one. And then the last one, if you've driven down Central Avenue in Somerville, you've seen the D.R. Horton sign. That is build to rent community. So they're going to build them. Graystar is going to rent them out. And then once they're done, they're going to sell the whole portfolio over to an investor. So that's everything we learned today. So they've really got 12 neighborhoods coming in all different price points, but not getting, the one that starts in the 500s, you're going to see homes 600 to 700 in there, I guarantee, because you're going to pick the biggest floor plan with all the upgrades, and it's fine. But D.R. Horton has a very approachable price point, and they have, like I said, 9 pages right now of inventory. Once they start building, this is going to get bigger, and some of these neighborhoods you're going to be able to build from the ground up, which they haven't done since the beginning of the pandemic. So if that's what you're looking for, if you want that full building experience where you get to select things, they have neighborhoods where you're going to be able to do that. So if you're looking for new construction or resale or anything in the Charleston area, again, my name is Bill Olson. I am a local realtor. If you're looking to make a move in the next 3 days to 3 years, give me a call. Let's chat. Click the link down below. You can jump right on my calendar. And yeah, I hope you found this information as exciting as I did. And let me know concerns, excitement down in the comments. Let me know about this. Talk to you soon and see you on the next video.